I recently got the chance to play the next Grow a Garden update super early, and in this video I'm going to be going over everything you need to do before that update comes, because I have a ton of leaks for you guys. If you guys do the things that I show you in this video, I promise you will thank me later. You will be way ahead of other people. And don't tell the developers I told you so, because this is some pretty good information. The first thing, as you know, there's obviously the smithing event, right? This update that is coming out is basically going to be an expansion to what we already have. And one thing that you do not want to be doing right now is actually crafting stuff in the updates. As you can see, all of the stuff right now, just immediately stop crafting them. Put a halt to it. Instead, though, what you're going to do is just gather a bunch of plants straight out your garden. It literally does not matter what these plants are. It can be literally anything, and you just want to make a ton of coal. Now, I did make a video on how your chances of higher rarity coal can be higher doing some methods, but like I said, you do not need to actually do that so much. It's perfectly fine if you don't. I personally prefer the harvest tool, though. It increases your chances by quite a bit since it's pretty high rarity. And that also leads me on to my next thing. You want to collect eggs. I know this sounds very obvious and you're gonna need to do this, but the reason why I'm telling you this now is because you actually need to make so much coal. I'm not even joking. I don't mean like have 10 of every coal. I mean like at least, at minimum, 20 of everything. And you want to go ahead and use whatever highest rarity of gears that you can find yourself getting, and then just go ahead and start filling this thing out. Boom, do gear, and then egg, and then last but not least, fruit. And you just want to keep doing this over and over again. I know this is very annoying for most people, but this is currently the way to do it. And if you do this, what this is basically going to allow you is for everything new that is going to be getting added inside of the part 2 update, you're going to be able to craft it. And I promise you, there's a lot of good things. Bro, are you serious? All I'm gonna get from this is just a bunch of common coal? Okay, well, but you know what? I'm done. This is my last fruit anyways, and we got a rare coal. Something that I might not sure I should not be saying, but I don't think is going to get me in trouble, is for this update, not only do you want to craft a bunch of eggs, but I highly recommend you actually try to improve your team as much as possible. And when I say improve your team, go for pets that are inside of the game that are worth a lot. For example, the ruby squid, the diamond panther. They're completely new, so right now it's very high demand. Like I said, I cannot exactly disclose on why you want to do this, but let's just say the game's economy is going to be changing. And then obviously another thing that I say in almost every single video, and it still stays very true, especially to this video, is you want to constantly feed these pets. As you can see, my rainbow Spinosaurus, although it's already rainbow and has the best mutation, it's age 50. And what I want to be doing right now is getting it to the maximum age that I possibly can. So what I'm going to do is literally just give it a food with a bunch of mutations. And as you can see, it instantly fills out its hunger. And you kind of want to do this with every single pet on your team. It's very good to make sure they're fed. That way, they're actually constantly getting a bunch of XP inside of the game, even when you're not playing. Some of the best mutations are actually like brain rot and blight, and that's possible if you actually have the ghostly dark Spriggan or even the normal version, or if you have, you know, the admin abuse pet, which is the shiny lemon lion or just a lemon lion. It's so OP. Not only does it actually give a brain rot mutation every 5 minutes, but on top of that, every 10 minutes, it gives 1,500 XP to a random pet of mine. So it's really good. And I constantly make sure it's fed, so that way, you know, I can mutate it and hopefully one day get a very good mutation. And I know this sounds weird, but the reason why I have these pets on my team right now is to actually just get a ton of mutations transferred across all of my plants, especially my best ones. The reason for this isn't because that, you know, because as you know, shekels right now are worth nothing. I have 900 quadrillion and I really do not need more, but some people have sextillions. But the reason why you want to get a lot of mutations is because in this upcoming update, your fruits that you had are actually going to have a use once again. I know, it sounds crazy. Hence why I also have a lot of fountains right here. In case you don't know, this is actually the fall fountain from a few updates ago. There's a bunch of cosmetics that do the same thing. But as you can see, the fall fountain, it applies the fall mutation to one random plant every 5 minutes. Best part about this thing, it's stacked. So I have 4 of them down, and if I go over everything in my garden, as you can see, it probably has the fall mutation. And there you go. As you can see, it actually just apply that mutation to literally everything, bro. Another thing I'm gonna highly recommend you guys to do, as you know, like I said, I did say to like get a bunch of coal, but for example, this gem egg that came with the most recent update doesn't actually require too much coal. Like the ones you need are common coals and rare coals, which I do recommend you use that a bit to get some of these gem eggs running. And whenever you actually craft them, definitely place them in your garden so that way you can hatch them. You need to hatch everything. But with this update, we also have a bunch of leaks. The Grow Garden devs recently just leaked this thing, this new plant that looks very similar to the Zebra Zinco in my opinion, and like the Burning Bud combined. But as you can see, it's basically like some sort of like gradient changing thing. In my opinion, it looks really cool, and I'm very interested to see this in the game. This is something that is likely going to actually be either limited to the event or going to be in the seed shop. And the last thing I would actually guess is that it's going to be in the seed shop. But if it is going to be in there, I would, like I said, do not worry about it whatsoever, because I mean, I can't just say it yet, but something is happening this update that makes you not really need shekels. Definitely have a lot of shekels as always still though, but you probably won't be needing it. The next suggestion I recommend you guys highly do, and this is actually very possible now considering the game gives you a lot of save slots that you can own, and I highly recommend you guys load up one that is basically like fully empty, and you plant a bunch of the very simple plants inside of the game. And like I said, you want to do something very similar to what I said earlier with my main garden, where you want to get a lot of mutations on stuff, but except with this garden, you're just getting it on stuff that is a lot lower level, so that way you can use it in the next update when it comes to making more coal and stuff like that. All you literally gotta do is just go to the seed shop, and with a brand new Roblox update, by the way, not sponsored, but after you buy out literally everything inside the shop, which I am doing right now, including this buttercup seed that they just recently added like 2 updates ago. There's a lot in stock. But you want to buy everything out, and then you just want to press watch ad to restock, and boom, what this is going to do is show you some little tiny Roblox ad just like so, and boom, now my entire shop has been restocked, and you can go ahead collect everything once again. You can even get some rare stuff doing this. If you want to get some rare plans too, you can also go ahead, you know, collect everything inside of the daily deals. It's always good to make sure you are doing this, because these plants are a little bit harder to get, such as the mushroom seed. It's not commonly in stock. Oh my god, I just hit a restock button, bro. Literally so many things just got put in. Yeah, like I said, doing this, you get to do the watch ad button like a bunch of times every single day, and this is just so OP. And there we go. All I do is literally just come in here and get a bunch of these. And this is very good because in the updates, you're going to need a bunch of plants to throw into the coal machine. And this is going to help you do exactly that. Obviously, I have a main garden where it's, you know, the better seeds, but definitely also have one with the poopy ones. And make sure you're constantly placing down your cosmetics, because what I notice is my fall fountains are actually gone in a new save slot. So I have to actually place them once again if I want it to even work. And there we go. Boom. All 4 fall fountains have been placed. So this is going to get me a bunch of mutations overnight. And literally, if I go AFK overnight, by the time I wake up, everything will have the fall mutation. And I know this is not the best suggestion in the world, but you probably want to go ahead and attend the admin abuse as well. There is a chance that they could always give out stuff that is limited. And I mean, limited stuff in this next update are going to be worth so much because some crazy things are happening. Things such as this lemon lion pet that I have in my garden. Yeah, this thing is going to be absolutely ridiculous, and it's going to be worth a lot. So you want to be collecting pets that are limited or highly sought after, and that's going to help you out a lot with this brand new update. So highly recommend you do that. And participating in the admin abuses gives you a chance that they're going to possibly reward those out. But recently, you know, they've not been restocking stuff too well, which is a bit of a disappointment. But if they do, make sure you're constantly getting your gears too and all that good stuff. And something you can also do to speed up this process, have even more available resources to yourself, is simply just make a bunch of alt accounts. Alt accounts will let you still be able to, get a bunch of this super easy stuff very quickly, like the carrot seeds, because not only can you do the watch ad to restock, but you can do it on multiple accounts. And there we go. I just did it once again on my main. Bro, I don't know how many times it lets you do it, but it's literally working every single time. But with an alt, you'll be able to do this a lot faster even. And with this brand new update, as you know, they did change the slots, and there's now only 4 plots inside of the map because only 4 people can be inside a server. So there's a highly likely chance that there's going to be some expansions happening, because the developers did say that if they made the server sizes smaller, they could potentially add more to each person's garden, allowing them to expand more and get more rewards. There was also something that the developers said they were going to add with this change, and I'm surprised they haven't done that yet, but it was this thing where you now have multiple buttons at the top of your screen that teleport you to the gear, seeds, sell, and the pet shop. And this was pretty good because then you wouldn't need a recall wrench. The recall wrench, it's OG. It's been in the game ever since basically release, and it has had its time. But bro, to be able to take this thing out your inventory every time just to teleport here, it's a little bit annoying. And I think if they remove these, they would be doing some good quality of life changes and just make the game easier overall. However, I would probably change some of the buttons because the pets and the gear shop are literally next to each other. Same with the sell and seeds. We only need one of each. But I will say this Grow Garden update that is coming up, as you know, in my last video, I said there is a Christmas update leaked with a bunch of Christmas assets, so definitely check it out if you haven't. But this upcoming update will actually not be the Christmas update yet. It is far too early for us to actually get a Christmas update, and it's simply going to be an addition to the part 2 of this event with a bunch more. This update is definitely very big, in my opinion. The devs are probably going to be making a bunch of huge moves from what I've seen currently testing the update, and honestly, I think it's for the better. I think the developers are making some good decisions, but I'm very excited to see what the community thinks as well. The next update is currently still not announced at the time I'm recording this video, and I cannot bother to wait for it, so that's why I'm showing you guys all of this stuff early and giving you an in-depth of what will be in here. But yeah, this video will probably cover more leaks than literally anything else you're gonna find, and I hope the developers don't get mad at me for this, because I have no bad intentions. I just want to inform you guys on how you can get ready for this amazing update, because I like it. I personally am very excited. And the last and final suggestion I have for you guys in this update is to actually craft a bunch of reclaimers and treats. The reason why I say treats, well, that you should already be crafting in order to help you, boost up the leveling up and basically your pet's abilities. But the reason why I say you should craft reclaimers is because you're going to need a lot of these in order to be able to basically just transfer your plants from one save slot to the next. And this will definitely help you do that. There's no other way to transfer stuff. You might even be able to use it right now depending on where you have certain plants and stuff, but it's definitely something very good to constantly have. And I think when you actually make stuff using the coal machine, there's a chance you can get it. I mean, we can go ahead and test it out right now. In this save slot, I'm just gonna collect a bunch of this guy because we do not need this stuff anymore. And here we go. Let's go ahead and get our harvest tool out, or there it is. And then I literally just whip out some sort of egg. I'm going to go ahead and actually use the common eggs because this is the one I do not need. And then you basically just put in fruit, this, and you just keep doing this over and over again. And there's a chance you can get some items, but I don't know if the reclaimer is a possible item. Oh, well, we didn't get an item, but we got the smithing storm event to start, so that's interesting. But hey, I am not complaining whatsoever. But yeah, you can just keep doing this over and over again. I highly recommend you guys do this so much times, and keep, like I said, hold on to your coal. Do not actually craft anything with it. The divine coal is pretty difficult to get, and with this next update, you could possibly expect some brand new coals, maybe like a galactic type of coal. But you do definitely want to be prepared for all that type of stuff. So either craft a bunch of coal right now and hold on to it, or get the resources ready inside your inventory. But technically, you can do that at any time. When you buy either of these divine rarity things, I mean, the favorite tool literally gives you 20 of them every single time you buy it. So it's definitely a very good option to get. But the harvest tool also gives you 5. They're both amazing options. But I hope you guys will look back at this video when the update comes out and see how much it helped you, because I really do think this is going to cover some very important points that are going to be needed for this upcoming update that I also wish the developers talked about too. But who knows, they might announce it with the update. But if you did enjoy this video, hurry up and click this video on the screen right here, please. I am very confident that this video is much better than the one you just watched, so hurry up and click it fast because this video is about to end. And until then, I'll catch y'all in that video. Hurry up, click it. Bye.